Ilya, a majestic ice dragon, regards the man with puzzlement and reveals her desire to lay a dragon egg for him, inquiring if he would assist her. Empress Liliana asks him with a playful smile if he would like to share the joy of being connected with her. Oh, what a woman. I want to have kids with you. Saint Alinea, half-naked, offers to explore the mystery of holy light with a slight smile, as if hinting at something more. Maybe try the main character's lollipop. The protagonist, scratching his head, says with regret and some embarrassment, "I'm sorry." There it is, the true Sigma. He stands in front of the girls and says he can't go on walking with them anymore, leaving them in confusion. Lee Min-yu lies in a hospital bed, saying that he is terminally ill and needs constant care. He recalls starting to play the game Infinite Dungeon late in his life, finding solace in socializing with NPC girls. Looking at the screen, he realizes how pathetic he is. Even if he achieves all the achievements and pumps up all the characters, it won't change reality. He has very little time left in the real world and realizes the inevitability of his end. System notifications appear in front of him. After the end of the countdown, he will be transported to the dungeon world where he will either perish or be able to gain power and eternal life. The only choice is to pass this life. The protagonist stares in shock at the blue screen appearing in front of him, thinking it is a hallucination before he dies. The countdown begins. He realizes that his life is moving towards the end and accepts it with calmness. He wonders if there is life after death. He would like to be reborn in a game-like world where he could have some real fun. Waking up in his new body, he examines himself in a panic, realizing that his body no longer hurts and he is alive. Suddenly, a sword appears beside him. The game interface pops up in front of him again, informing him that this is his first weapon, a rusty iron sword. He begins to wonder if it's all an illusion. An announcement is made in the world. Player data has been transferred. The dungeon world has officially launched, and its first goal is to reach level 10 and defeat the village boss. Chaos erupts in game chat. Players are complaining, panicking. Some are looking for a team, and some are just writing meaningless things. The protagonist realizes with burning eyes that it's all true. He and the others have indeed been transported to the dungeon world. Once in his new abode, he notices the interface in front of him with the description of Rookie House, and feels a strange sense of déjà vu, as if he's been through this before. The protagonist extends his arm forward and loudly shouts the command, "Open information," activating the game interface. His characteristics appear in front of him. His name is Lee Min-yu, his level is 1, his health and mana are 100 each, and his basic parameters are 10. With delight, he realizes that he has indeed found himself in the dungeon world as he had suspected. He recalls that Infinite Dungeon was the same RPG game he had been playing for several years. The game has a huge world, multiple quests, and a clear hierarchy, making it particularly addictive. He always enjoyed complex strategic missions that required careful planning. Even after graduating from high school, he continued to play this hardcore game. A disturbing announcement appears in the in-game chat. 3 players have already died, even though this is just the beginning. Other newbies are shocked at what's happening, because the initial monsters were supposed to be easy. A discussion breaks out in the village. 3 players formed a group and set out to fight monsters, but were unexpectedly killed. The group of newcomers learns that the cause of the 3 players' deaths was caused by just one monster, a fire rooster that used a wall of fire. Lin Mingyu is relieved that he acted cautiously and realizes the importance of information, planning, and interaction with NPCs for survival. He recognizes that even with experience, completing missions still carries risks, but firmly decides he's not going to die. Suddenly, the system alerts him that the achievement system has been activated. Lin Mingyu receives several achievements that increase his stats, as well as bonus items including healing potions. Achievements include social bonuses that lower the price of purchases and increase his influence among NPCs. He is amazed that the achievements gained in the Infinite Dungeon game have been transferred to this world. Upon seeing the social ceiling achievement, he wonders if the NPC's sympathy level has also crossed over. Remembering his past merits, he realizes that he has raised the sympathy of NPCs and bosses to the maximum level. Lin Mingyu realizes that he can now benefit from the support of NPCs and even bosses, as some of them are much stronger than normal players. Lin Mingyu looks surprised to see a message about an achievement that was to be obtained after conquering a certain girl. He wonders what it could mean. When he opens the inventory, he finds an item called Young Girl's Feelings, which are striped panties. He is puzzled, as he was expecting something useful. After realizing who the item belongs to, he blushes and remembers the Adventurers Guild and a girl named Shauna. Shauna is the NPC of the newcomer village in charge of equipment, potions, and production and trade. She holds an important position, and her resources are extremely useful. Realizing that he has her feelings, Lin Mingyu decides to go to the Adventurers Guild to meet her. He soon finds himself outside the guild building, guarded by guards, and ready to go inside. However, Shauna meets the adventurers in a less than friendly manner, stating that she cannot give them anything and orders them to leave. One adventurer wonders if she should be handing out starter kits to newcomers. Others demand to share resources, as she has plenty. Shauna categorically refuses. Without money, there will be no goods, and no one will get anything for nothing. Infuriated by their pushiness, she threatens to call security if they don't leave. Immediately. One of the guys is outraged. Such a beautiful girl and he has no money. Unfair. He complains that even the NPCs in the game look down on him. However, his companion suggests not wasting time and looking at other places. Shauna is clearly annoyed by their behavior and indignantly declares that unreasonable guys who have no money will get nothing from her. At this moment, the door opens, and Lin Mingyu enters the guild. Shauna reminds the adventurers that she's already told them they won't get anything for free. However, upon seeing Lin Mingyu, her expression changes dramatically. She says his name in surprise, clearly startled by his sudden appearance. Tears appear in her eyes, her face red with emotion, and a tremulous excitement reads in her eyes. Unable to contain her feelings, Shauna throws herself into Lin Mingyu's arms, exclaiming joyfully that he's finally back. At this point, the system notifies him that the owner of the young girl's feelings has been found, confirming the special connection between the two. Lin Mingyu recalled that Shauna had always supported him in the rookie village, greeting him after defeats with a beaming smile. Now, feeling the warmth of her body, he realizes that she's not just a data set, but a living girl with real feelings. Shauna excitedly asks where Lin Mingyu has been for so long and wonders about his condition. She worries if he was hurt in the fight with the monster. Lin Mingyu smiles and assures her that he is fine. However, for unknown reasons, he has become a budding adventurer again. He sighs, realizing that he is now penniless. Moreover, his current equipment is far inferior to what is sold here. Shauna happily assures him that there is nothing to worry about. She has money to spare and is ready to give him the best adventurer's gear. In the system interface, the equipment obtained by Lin Mingyu is displayed. It includes a light armor, leather pants and boots, and an exquisite one-handed sword. He is now fully equipped and looks more serious. Dressed in his new outfit, he is ready to go on adventures again. Lin Mingyu notes that this set of equipment costs 10,000 copper coins. He is surprised that this amount is more than half of Shauna's salary. Despite the price, he is grateful for her help. Thanks to this equipment, he can confidently go hunting for monsters and pumping up. Shauna worries if he's going to go outside the village. Lin Mingyu reassures her that he has nothing to fear with his equipment. He chuckles slightly and pulls out the striped panties he got earlier. With a sly smile, he asks Shauna why she gave it to him earlier. Shauna cries out in surprise, her cheeks turning red when she sees Lin Mingyu holding out her panties to her. The girl, still blushing, asks Lin Mingyu to come over in the evening and keep her company. Lin Mingyu, a little surprised by her request, agrees with a slight smile, promising to come over. His interface displays his characteristics. All parameters are 20. The system also notifies that he has entered the vicinity of the Forest of Newcomers. The map shows that the forest is divided into 3 zones: outer, taiga, and central. The deeper you go, the more dangerous the monsters are. Lin Mingyu enters the hunting area. He decides to finally start leveling up after a long time. The young man surveys the area, noting that there are hidden resources and pass holes, but you can't rush it. There are charred corpses lying around him, and he concludes that a fierce battle was recently fought here. Lin Mingyu examines the still warm corpse and assumes that a fire rooster, a dangerous monster, is nearby. Suddenly, a fireball appears in front of him, and in the next second, a massive explosion occurs, forcing him to dodge. Lin Mingyu tensely lands on the ground, preparing for battle. He realizes that seeing monsters live is not the same as seeing them in a game. A huge fire rooster appears in front of him, whose characteristics are frightening in their power. The hero is amazed and realizes that the battle will not be easy. The Ryoi monster instantly attacks, spewing flames, forcing Lin Mingyu to dodge. The ground around it heats up, turning the fight into a real danger. The hero makes a sharp dash to the side, instantly increasing the distance between himself and the enemy. He's not going to be an easy target. Lin Mingyu strikes, his sword cleaving the monster's body. The blow deals 20 health damage. Despite his training, Lin feels that his movements are not smooth enough. In the real world, fighting is much more difficult than he is used to in the game. Looking back at his former life, he realizes that he was confined to a wheelchair. Being able to move freely seems like a miracle to him. In response to the attack, Lin Mingyu does a somersault in the air, preparing to deliver a powerful overhead strike. The characteristic of agility comes up, which is 20 points. The hero decides to rely on it, realizing that speed is his chance to win. Lin Mingyu strikes the final blow, unleashing a powerful sword swing. He is confident that it should be enough to finish off the fire rooster. The monster's information is updated. Health is critically low, but it is still dangerous. Lin Mingyu teasingly asks if the rooster ate soap, mocking his appearance. Feeling threatened, the monster abruptly activates a powerful attack, exploding with flames that spread around it. The protagonist analyzes the situation. Since the rooster can't reach him, it means that he has moved on to using his crowning trick. He realizes that this attack is auto-targeted, so it will be difficult to dodge. The fire chicken abruptly rushes down, intending to deliver a fatal blow. Her attack looks threatening, but Lin Mingyu keeps her cool as she watches her enemy's movements. Grabbing the KFC by its carcass, Lin Mingyu calmly analyzes the parameters. The monster has an attack of 15, but its physique gives it 10 defense, plus another 10 from equipment. As a result, the chicken's attacks are useless to it. He effortlessly grabs the enemy, stating that his attacks are meaningless, and then finishes him off, gaining 2 experience points and the Forest of Beginners Outer Realm achievement. Lin Mingyu gets several achievements, each of which increases his stats and gives bonuses against different types of enemies. These include boosts against fire rooster, rabbits, dogs, cats, and even turtles. At this time, another group of players encounter dangerous opponents, electric rabbits. One of them shouts in a panic that their comrade Xiao Shen is dead and offers to retreat. However, the leader of the group declares that it is impossible to run away because the enemies are twice as fast as they are. He realizes that running away will only lead to the total destruction of their team. One of the wolves attacks sharply, giving the red-haired guy a serious blow. He flies backwards from the blow, losing 74 health. His sword falls to the ground, and he cries out in pain. His sword falls to the ground, and he cries out in pain. Despite his wounds, he rises saying that he is the champion of the battle and has 7 men in his team. However, even at the cost of a few lives, they failed to harm their opponent. In front of him appears a huge rabbit with an intimidating stare. His ally warns him that this creature can kill in the blink of an eye. The rabbit rushes to attack lightning fast, and the guy shouts in panic to the girl named Xiao Fang that the rabbit is behind him. The girl with pink hair turns around and is horrified to see a huge rabbit behind her, ready to attack. She clutches her sword, realizing her chances are slim. At that moment, one of the fighters gives the rabbit a powerful blow that causes it to lose 18 health. Lin Mingyu explains that wind hares have high speed, but if you get in their eyes, they lose their danger. The others listen to him, realizing that this information could save their lives. He stands leaning on his sword, plunged into the ground, looking calm and confident. One of the survivors runs up to Lin Mingyu and angrily demands an explanation about his equipment. He is angered that he didn't report it to the general chat room. The angry young man accuses Lin Mingyu of causing many people to die because of his selfishness. His gaze is full of rage, but Lin Mingyu remains cool-headed. The protagonist looks at him calmly and asks if this is really how one talks to their savior. The guy with purple hair clenches his fist, brimming with anger, and utters a single word. Suddenly, another survivor, a red-haired youth, knocks him down in a rage. From the looks of it, he appears to be supporting Lin Mingyu. The red-haired man reprimands the lying guy, resenting his ingratitude. He emphasizes that Lin Mingyu is no ordinary person, and he is not to be worried about him. He declares that they must not disappoint him, for he has given them important information. He then suggests that they attack the rabbits again. Lin Mingyu discovers the hidden cave of the black snake's nest. The system warns him that he can only enter once, regardless of the result. Behind him already lay a horde of dead turtles. Looking around, he realizes that no one is here and sighs in relief. Checking his status, he notices that simply killing monsters along the way has given him 2 levels, improving all stats by 10, and the extra points make him much stronger. He decides to focus on strength, as it is the attack that matters most right now. Fully relying on his characteristics and knowledge, he prepares for the next challenge. Diving into the portal, he finds himself inside a hidden cave. The system reminds him that he can only enter this place once, regardless of the result. A system message appears on the screen, confirming that he has entered the Black Serpent's only lair. This dungeon can only be traversed once, so he will have to be careful. Inside the cave, he finds himself in the middle of a flooded area. Suddenly, a powerful jet or tail bursts out of the water, attacking Lin Mingyu. Swinging his sword, he deflects the attack, creating a powerful shockwave. The water around him splashes, and the tension in the air rises. His look becomes serious. The enemy has finally appeared. Lin Mingyu encounters an iron-black snake guarding its lair. He notices its characteristics. Health, 2400, mana, 800, strength, 80, agility, 80, physique, 120, intelligence, 40. The monster has no rank, but it has high combat power. He instantly rushes to attack, using all his speed to prevent the snake from attacking first. Lin Mingyu strikes first, but quickly realizes that this is an elite monster. Its characteristics are much higher than normal ferocious creatures of the same level. He notices the strength of the snake's armor. Its black iron scales are so strong that even attacks with a strength of 60 can't penetrate the defense. Lin Mingyu realizes that a protracted fight would be disadvantageous to him, and decides to look for the snake's weak spot. Jumping up, he concludes that the snake has only one vulnerable point, the head. However, as soon as he approaches, the skill Poison Spray is triggered, which activates at a distance of 3 meters from his head. The poisonous attack flew straight at Lin Mingyu, causing him to instantly dodge to avoid being affected. Despite the danger, Lin Mingyu smiles, because he realized that this skill reveals the snake's main flaw. He realizes that the reason this snake is only level 4 is because of this particular vulnerability, and now he can use that to his advantage. Lin Mingyu watched the snake carefully, knowing that 0.8 seconds after the poison ended, she would fall into an extremely weak state. Indeed, her characteristics had plummeted, her mana had been depleted, her strength and agility had been minimized, and her combat power had almost disappeared. Realizing that this was his only chance, Lin Mingyu rushed upwards to attack, realizing that he needed to take advantage of this brief moment of weakness. His attack went through, and the iron-black snake, a level 4 elite monster, was defeated. A notification appeared in the system to gain 60 experience points and level up to level 3. Then, reward windows appeared in front of him. The Kill the First Zlatka achievement, which gave him a bonus to characterization and damage on elite enemies. On top of that, he received the titles Slaughter of Zlatha and Zlatha Slayer, which further increased his power. At this moment, a world announcement sounded, "Player Ye Tianming has defeated an elite monster for the first time. Reputation." Force 1. A reward chest appeared in front of him, which was an unexpected fortune. He grinned as he realized how small the chance of a chest falling out from a monster of this level was. The probability was less than 1%, and he was incredibly lucky. The information about the black iron chest appeared on the screen, with a 90% chance of getting a black iron item and a 10% chance of getting a bronze iron item. Lin Mingyu didn't hesitate to choose open. The system congratulated him on receiving the black handcuff, a level 3 item that grants +5 to strength. Lin Mingyu noted with satisfaction that this was exactly what he needed. Looking ahead, he realized that the last objective of the visit was ahead of him. All the loot was important, but the most important was the skill book hidden in the cave. Lin Mingyu finds a skill book with the basics of swordsmanship that has a bronze level. When this skill is mastered, the sword attack speed increases by 10%. He agrees to learn the skill, and a powerful blue energy erupts around him. After learning the basics of swordsmanship, Lin Mingyu feels that he now has a better understanding of the rules of combat. He is pleased as it increases his fighting power. Realizing that it's too late, he decides to return home. He feels that Xia has already started to worry about him. At this time, the girl is gathering medicinal herbs in the forest. She hopes that they will make 10 small recovery bottles, which will help Lin Mingyu. However, suddenly someone notices her and recognizes her. She hears her being called Ms. Xia from the Adventurers Guild. A few guys appear in front of her, who say with derision that she chased them away during the day when they didn't have any money. They wonder how she is going to make up for their offense. One of them with a smirk suggests that she just give all the money and make his brothers happy. The girl tenses up, realizing that she has fallen into a trap. Grabbing a gun, she tries to warn them that the guards of order will not leave this incident unattended. However, the opponents only laugh in response. One of the attackers declares with a creepy smile that if there are no witnesses left, no one will know it was them. The bastard wondered if the girl would still have the same expression on her face as before if he nailed her. The bandits grinningly rush over to the girl, claiming they will teach her how to properly serve the guests. The girl tries to defend herself with a knife but fails, and at the last moment she is deftly picked up by Lin Mingyu. He appears unexpectedly, saving her from the hands of her attackers. There is relief and joy in her eyes, and her face reflects genuine admiration. She looks at him with a twinkle in her eye, calling him dear. Lin Mingyu gently places her on the ground and confidently declares that he will handle this situation himself. One of the bandits observes with a sneer that someone nosy has intervened in the situation. Another bandit notices Lin Mingyu's equipment and remembers that someone had mentioned it before. He thinks that they are incredibly lucky today, as they now have double the loot. The gang leader, smiling smugly, offers Lin Mingyu to leave his equipment and hand over the girl to them. In return, he promises to spare his life. Lin Mingyu looks at him defiantly and coldly asks what will happen if he refuses. The gang leader immediately rushes to attack, shouting for Lin Mingyu not to blame him for the events that followed. However, Lin Mingyu did not hesitate and lightning fast intercepted the strike, blocking the enemy blade with his sword. After learning the basics of swordsmanship, Lin Mingyu felt his sword control improve greatly. The bandits, seeing the demonstration of his skill, were horrified. One of them, realizing the threat, shouted to the others to retreat. However, one of the thugs decided to take a chance and called for everyone to attack at once. Lin Mingyu responded with a lightning-fast strike, describing a shining arc with his sword. One of the attackers didn't even have time to realize what had happened. His sword easily blew off his opponent's head, leaving the others in shock. They couldn't believe that their attack had been so easily repulsed. The surviving bandits froze in fear. They couldn't understand why Lin Mingyu was causing such a huge amount of damage. Realizing the hopelessness of the situation, the bandits fell to their knees, begging for mercy. They admitted their mistake and promised not to do anything stupid like that again. Lin Mingyu looked at them with a good-natured smile. He recognized their repentance as sincere, but made a sinister reservation. After confidently stating that God would forgive them when they met him, he made it clear that there would be no mercy. Meanwhile, the girl anxiously ran up to him, asking if he was injured. Lin Mingyu replied that he was fine, but asked a counter-question about her presence at such a late hour. She reminded him that he should come tonight, as she wanted to give him some medicinal herbs. The young man states that no place is safe. Now, Lin Mingyu decides to stay at the girl's house to protect her at all times. She happily agrees, declaring that his house is now her home as well. At night, they return to the village, where the houses look peaceful and quiet under the light of the moon. In Lin Mingyu's room, hearing the sound of water behind the curtain, he blushes as he realizes that the girl is taking a bath. At this point, she happily thinks about him wanting to protect her. She dreamed of being by his side, but she didn't expect it to happen so soon. Wrapped in steam, she immerses herself in her feelings, mentally repeating words of love. Suddenly, the door opens. Lin Mingyu sees her coming out of the bathroom wearing only a towel. The girl, embarrassed, lowers her gaze and suggests that he go to bed, clearly hiding her excitement. Lin Mingyu ponders with a slight sigh what exactly is meant by the word sleep. Xiaxa's intentions seem too obvious to him. He tries to deal with the excitement by reminding himself that he is no longer the weak guy he used to be. His goal now is to become stronger and to interact with others with confidence. The girl looks at Lin Mingyu with embarrassment, and he says her name with a smile. Suddenly, passion erupts between them, and they merge in a kiss, giving themselves completely to their feelings. And you can see for yourself what's going on over there. Lin Mingyu lies relaxed in bed, happy with what's going on. He remarks to himself that it was a great night. Still near Xia Sha, he decides to check how the others are doing, summoning the holographic screen in front of him. In the village chat room, newcomers complain about the terrible conditions, drafts, lack of blankets, and cold nights. Some even joke that they have everything they need in their sleep. Lin Mingyue, seeing these reports, can't help but laugh, clearly enjoying his position. A notification appears that several players have reached level 2, and a new ranking has opened in the village. The leader is a certain Ye Tianming, who has already reached the 3rd level. Lin Mingyu looks at the statistics screen with a serious expression, noting that only 5 people were able to reach level 2 in an entire day. He realizes that at this rate, most players won't be able to reach level 10 in 15 days. If they don't start practicing, they will all be doomed. Suddenly, a message about daily ranking rewards appears in front of him. He is surprised, not expecting, to receive such bonuses just for being a leader. The screen confirms the rewards: 50 experience, 100 copper coins, and a fragment of a silver treasure chest. Lin Mingyu realizes that this can give him a big advantage over the others. He studies the information about chest fragments, and realizes that 3 silver fragments can be exchanged for 1 silver chest. The ability to infinitely exchange bronze chests for silver chests makes this mechanic extremely useful. He then decides to see what rewards are given for leveling up. If there are daily bonuses, there may be even more valuable items for leveling up. The screen shows that the first newbie to reach level 10 will receive a gold treasure chest, 10 gold coins, and a gold chest fragment. These are extremely rare. Rewards for newcomers. Lin Mingyu is ecstatic. If he gets the gold chest, he will be able to strengthen himself significantly. Such a reward would give him a serious advantage in the dungeon world. However, before going into battle, he decides to check how many enemies are in the first zone. He opens the chat and sees the discussion of other players asking about the wild wolves and the ice dog. Lin Mingyu analyzes the situation. There are 10,000 rookies in one village, which means there are millions of people competing in the whole world. He realizes that there is no time to waste and quickly packs up. Already pulling on his boots, he hears a girl's voice asking if he's already leaving. The girl holds out a few potions to Lin Mingyue, informing him that she prepared them from the evening. She sincerely hopes that he will return safely. He looks at the potions in his hands, reflecting on the fact that she probably stayed up all night creating them. His interface displays that he now has 53 small recovery potions. Lin Minyu smiles slightly, and gently touching her face reminds her that she promised to show him the maid costume tonight. He assures her that he will definitely come back. Meanwhile, in the outer area of the forest, the newcomers are discussing his achievements. They are amazed that he has already reached the 3rd level, while they have only reached the 2nd level. The group of newcomers continues to advance, noting that even if they fight hard, their experience is barely half of what Lin Mingyu gets. One member of the group advises everyone to be patient and take advantage of any opportunities that arise. Up ahead, 7 level 2 ice dogs are spotted hiding in the bushes. The group leader explains that if you act stealthily and surround them, you can succeed. However, one of the girls with blue hair abruptly changes the mood, exclaiming that she has found not a lone wolf, but a lone handsome man. They look down in amazement and notice Lin Mingyu walking calmly in the area where the 2nd level monsters are. They can't believe that he is walking so calmly there. At this time, Lin Mingyu himself already notices the approaching ice wolves, but he looks completely unfazed. The Blade Girl, seeing that Lin Mingyu has been discovered, rushes down, intending to help. At that moment, one of the ice wolves leaps at the protagonist with its mouth open, ready to tear him apart. The girl shouts to him to be careful, and she rushes downstairs, with her weapon in hand, hoping to be in time to help. Suddenly, beams of light fall from the sky, striking all the enemies. The girl is shocked by what is happening. When the dust settles, it becomes clear that the 2nd level monsters were destroyed in one hit, which seems incredible. Lin Mingyu looks at the defeated enemies and asks the girls if they really came here to save him. He warns them that with such power, their reckless rescue of people could result in death. It is better to take care of yourself first. One of the girls confidently states that they are like sheriffs here. If someone is in danger, they will fight to the end to protect them. She then clarifies that he is the same Ye Tianming who is ranked number 1 and suggests him to join their team. Lin Mingyu replies briefly and without hesitation. He can't join them because they will only slow him down. Lin Mingyu tosses the girl a book and says he's willing to give them a chance. He sets a condition. If they reach level 5 in 2 days, he will agree to join them. The girl opens her eyes in surprise and realizes that she is holding a guide to the monsters of the beginner's forest. She is shocked and doesn't understand how Lin Mingyue was able to get such rare information. She is amazed at what he has done and asks why he is giving away such valuable information so easily. Lin Mingyu explains that he is not giving the guidebook away for nothing. He demands that the guide be distributed as soon as possible so that everyone can benefit from this knowledge. The protagonist ponders that, although he is no saint, he can't just sit idly by. If the majority of players in one village become strong, it will increase their overall chance of victory. One of the girls teases her friend with a sly smile, hinting that she has fallen in love with Lin Minyu. She emphasizes that he is handsome, strong and generous, and such qualities attract any girl. The girl is embarrassed and quickly replies that this is not true at all. However, she feels emotional inside and recognizes that thanks to Lin Minyu, everyone has a chance to succeed. A system prompt appears on the screen. Lin Mingyu has entered a new area, the beginner's dense forest area. He also activates the IEU Dense Forest Killer achievement, which increases his stats. The next achievement he activates is Rookie Leader. It adds additional bonuses to his attributes and increases his reputation. Lin Mingyu stands in front of a massive tree and says that he has finally found the blood tree. He realizes that a simple method of killing monsters will no longer help him win the competition among millions of players. After all, there will always be capable people who will use the necessary to gather the resources of the entire village for their own needs. Lin Mingyu is standing in front of a huge tree covered with glowing magic runes. He decides to take a chance since it's the only way to gain a lot of experience quickly. Reaching out, he touches the surface of the tree and it begins to glow brightly, reacting to his touch. A system message opens in front of him. A hidden dungeon has been discovered, the secret spirit realm. Lin Mingyu agrees to enter without hesitation. As soon as he takes a step inside, a warning appears. The dungeon has the highest degree of danger. Now he is isolated from the outside world, and the exit is possible only after a complete cleanup. Meanwhile, in one of the assembly halls, several people are discussing Ye Tianming. They are surprised by his strength and wonder if he is really that strong. One of the men mentions with derision that his attack does 100-200 damage per hit, deeming him a coward who just didn't get the job done. However, another council member points out that the information Xie Wen passed on is extremely valuable. In the beginner village, out of all the players, only 5 players were able to reach the 2nd level. The council leader asks if anyone has concerns about the future use of this data. Judging by his tone, he had already made up his mind. He recalls that their band of wild wolf mercenaries were gathered by some unknown god, uniting them in one village of newcomers. With a mad gleam in his eyes, he declares that the old world will fall and the new world will belong to them, holding an artifact, surrounded by blue flames. Player Wang Baitian of the 9th Rookie Village uses the item Challenge to officially challenge Rookie Village 0 to a duel. There is a lively atmosphere in the dining room. Someone happily announces a portion of fried fish, while others mention a meeting with boss Ye Tianming. However, one of the participants remarks that this is not the most important thing. One of the girls excitedly says that the most important thing is Ye Tianming's incredible strength, hinting at his exceptional abilities. The red-haired guy agrees, confirming that since the guidebook is written by Ye Tianming, there is no doubt about its authenticity. He promises to pass the information to his companions as soon as possible. Suddenly, a system announcement appeared in the air. Player Wang Baitian had used the item Challenge to Fight to forcibly start a competition between the 9th Novice Village and the number 0 Village. Another system notification appears with the rules of the contest. For killing a ferocious beast, both sides get experience, which is converted into points at a ratio of 1.1. Members of the winning village will have their base stats increased by 50% and their experience in the beginner's forest doubled. However, the losers will lose 50% of their stats and their experience will be reduced by half. The system announces that the duel is starting right now. One of the guys angrily exclaims that the duelists are clearly out of their minds because now is not the time for such a fight. The girl with black hair notices that Wang Baitian is not just a name, but the name of the head of the Wild Wolves mercenary troop. This troop is known for operating abroad without rules, destroying people, and is therefore a target of the authorities. However, the red-haired guy only speaks scornfully of their opponents, assuring that with Ye Tianming, they have no reason to worry. The pink-haired girl shrieks sharply, demanding an urgent look at the ranking, pointing at Ye Tianming's name. The screen displays the level ranking of newcomer village number 0, but the first line suddenly disappears. Someone is startled to notice that the information is missing. A system message appears against an ominous red moon. Players have entered a secret realm of elves and are now temporarily isolated from the outside world. In front of Lin Ming, Yu stretched, a dark, mysterious forest, shrouded in the silence of the night. The protagonist looks at the surroundings, realizing that this place once belonged to the elves. Now it has been taken over by an army of evil goblins and cut off from the outside world. Lin Ming Yu notices that there are significantly more goblins in this place than wild beasts in the beginner forest. He realizes that he has found a great place to farm experience, especially with his current bonuses. Suddenly, his attention is drawn to a bound elf girl lying on the ground. She tries to say something, but the gag prevents her from speaking. Lin Ming Yu wonders why he has never seen this girl before. He begins to suspect that he accidentally activated a new story quest. The elf girl screams in panic, warning him of the danger. At the same instant, a goblin jumps on top of the hero with a wild cry, swinging its weapon at him. Lin Ming Yue remains calm as he waits for the attack. Lin Ming Yu engages in battle with a goblin, his sword colliding with his opponent's weapon. Soon the goblin begins to run away. A system window pops up with the characteristics of the goblin warrior, who is level 7, has 910 health and 104 strength. In the forest, a trap is activated with a giant pointed tip strung on a wooden mechanism. One of the goblins smirks, holding a lever ready to set the trap in motion. Suddenly, red rays flash in the air, and Lin Ming Yu deftly dodges the projectiles. Behind him, a ghostly image of a warrior appears, perhaps a speeding technique or spiritual defense. The elven woman watching the battle is amazed at his agility. She realizes that he is only level 3, but his reflexes allow him to avoid even difficult traps, the girl exclaims, asking if he has come to save her. However, the situation remains tense as attacking spears or beams continue to flicker around. I have no idea. Lin Ming Yue, running up to her, suddenly asks for permission to examine her ass. The girl, surprised by this strange request, hesitates. She interjects with a puzzled expression, clearly not understanding why he would want to do that. Her face expresses utter confusion. Lin Ming Yu explains that the situation is critical and he must make sure there are no signs of betrayal on her body. His words sound serious, but the girl's reaction is violent when he pulls at her clothes, causing her shock and panic. The girl screams in horror, demanding to be looked at with just one eye. Her face is flushed and her emotions are running high. Ming Yu, without wasting any time, picks her up in his arms and rushes forward despite her screaming. He apologizes, but explains that he could not have done otherwise. For elves captured by goblins are doomed to a terrible fate. The girl admits that she would rather die than end up in the clutches of goblins. However, she is sure that she will not be harmed because her status makes her valuable to them. Lin Ming Yu repeats thoughtfully about the special status and finally realizes that she is the missing sister that the game was about. In a past life, he met an elven princess looking for her sister, but decided it was just a bug. Now, however, he realizes that he was able to change the plot. He stops abruptly, gazing warily into the forest. Something is clearly approaching. The girl anxiously reports that the goblins have cast a tracking spell on her. They must be heading straight for them now. She begs Lin Ming Yu to leave her and save herself, not wanting to drag him into danger. However, the hero only smirks. Since his enemies are coming to him on their own, he won't have to waste time looking for them. Lin Ming Yu ponders the choice of the perfect place to fight while assessing the surrounding landscape. From the depths of the gorge, a whole army of goblins appears, ready to attack. The girl wonders, is this really the place that Lin Ming Yu thought was suitable? She is worried because the enemies are already gathering behind the mountain. Lin Ming Yu confidently replies, hinting that she missed something important while walking in this place. The girl notices the strange number of chains around, puzzled as to why there are so many of them. She is sure that the elves never built anything like this. Lin Ming Yu explains that the elves could not have created such a trap. These chains seem to be holding back something huge, and the place where they are located is the balance point of the forces. The girl admires Lin Mingyu, amazed at his ability to find such hidden places. Lin Mingyu, not hiding a smug smile, admits that he knows this place like the back of his hand, thanks to the countless deaths he has experienced here. He decides it's time to take advantage of the situation. The goblins don't even realize that they have prepared a death trap for themselves. Suddenly, one of the chains breaks and the mountain begins to collapse, causing chaos among the goblins below. The system notifies Lin Mingyu that he gets 50 experience points for killing a goblin warrior. One by one, new notifications arrive. He continues to gain experience by killing goblins by caving. Eventually, he even raises his level, which is confirmed by a system message. Soon, a characterization information window opens in front of him. He is level 8 and has excellent health and mana. His strength, agility, physique, and intelligence are at a pretty high level, and he also has 25 points to distribute. Lin Mingyu smiled contentedly. He had instantly risen to the 8th level, which was a great result. The girl, seeing that everything was successful, relaxes and says with a satisfied smile, "Very good." She doesn't hold back her emotions and says with tears in her eyes that the elven people finally have a chance for revenge. In a burst of emotion, she grabs Lin Mingyu's hands, thanks him, and looks at him with admiration. Then, still elated, she admits that she has never seen such a strong newcomer and asks him to destroy the goblin remnants. An embarrassed Lin Mingyu agrees to do it. Lin Mingyu rushes down, and the elf woman asks him to wait. The elven woman, despite her haste, wanted to give him the blessing of her people. She assured him not to worry about her. After the battle, all of Lin Mingyu's characteristics tripled. His physical condition now exceeded the limits of ordinary people. Down below, the remaining goblins were anxiously watching the aftermath of the destruction. They were clearly frightened. Lin Mingyu descended upon them from the air, covered in a radiance of power. His attack was crushing. The goblins had no time to react. Fear froze in their eyes. They realized that they were facing an enemy far superior to them. The ground cracked from his impact, and the goblins began to retreat in panic. Lin Mingyu remained standing at the epicenter of the destruction. He looked at his enemies with a smirk, announcing to them that he would help them realize their insignificance. With his sword raised, he declared that their fate was only to enhance his characteristics. His attack was imminent. At this time, the system displayed information about new quests. Among them was the quest to kill a level 3 armored pig. The accumulation of the newcomer's village was also displayed. A group of men surrounded a huge, downed boar. The boar was defeated, and one of the group laughed loudly, expressing joy. Another said that they had reached the limit of their abilities. One of the fighters, holding a sword and a book, said confidently that thanks to Lin Mingyu's strategy, they were able to close the gap with beginner village number 9. He noted that the experience he had left behind was now protecting everyone. The guy offered to rest for 10 minutes before continuing his workout. The two girls were resting under a tree when one of them called Yuqing's sister Yuqing to join. However, she refused, saying that she would go to the level 1 monster area to earn points. The girl with pink hair noticed that there was something wrong with Yuqing. She looked strange, and her behavior raised suspicion. The blue-haired girl sitting next to her confessed that her lover had died, and now she didn't know how to feel better again. Her friend was surprised, suggesting that Yuqing might have sympathy for Lin Mingyu. She added that this was the first time she had seen Yuqing blush for a man since their childhood. However, she admitted that this love was never able to develop. As she left, Yuqing sank into her thoughts. She had always numbed the pain when fighting monsters and would not allow herself to relax. The girl, walking along the forest path, remembered that the guy had promised to return if the group reached level 5 in 2 days. But apparently it wasn't. Fate! A girl is walking through the forest with a book in her hands, thinking about her condition. She is sad because her feelings seem to be unanswered. Questions pop into her mind. Is a strong man destined to always fight alone? She wonders how things would have turned out if she could have stayed by his side, even at the cost of her life. Screen with the characteristics of village number 0 opens in front of her. Lin Mingyu had already reached level 8, while the others were far behind. The girl is stunned. His name flashes on the screen. She is in a panic and doesn't understand what is happening. A dark rift with scarlet flashes suddenly appears in the sky, like a crack in the very fabric of the world. Lin Mingyu and his companion see the rift and try to figure out what's going on. The hero realizes that this is not just a coincidence, but a sign of the arrival of someone from the main world. The girl next to her suddenly perks up and happily announces that it's her sister who has come for her. She formally introduces herself as Lin Mingyu, referring to herself as the second princess of the elves, Fu Li Lin M. Emerald. Her characteristics pop up on the screen, confirming her high intelligence and dexterity. She reveals that her sister Mi Lia is the strongest light elf in the country. The goblins used her as a hostage to intimidate her sister, but thanks to Lin Mingyu, their plan failed. However, Lin Mingyu doesn't share her optimism, warning that things may be much more complicated than they seem. Looking at the defeated goblins, Lin Mingyu ponders why they sent troops against the girl if her sister is so strong. He suspects that the enemies have a backup plan, and their actions are not as simple as they seem. Lin Mingyu comes to the conclusion that the elf girl's sister may be in danger. In the center of the palace, a golden-haired elf stands in the center of the palace, looking surprised at the destruction. It turns out to be Fu Liling S. Freya, a level 42 light elf with outstanding characteristics. Looking around the ruined palace, she asks in shock how it happened. There are signs of battle everywhere, and the guards have probably been slaughtered. Realizing the threat, Freya orders her bird to urgently find her sister Emerald. Freya realizes the threat and orders her bird to find her sister Emerald. But an armed goblin blocks her path and attacks the bird, knocking it out of the air. He smirks and declares that he is ready to reunite the two sisters. Suddenly, a bright purple glow flashes around Freya, and soon creepy skeletons with burning eyes begin to appear. She tenses, realizing that she is trapped. The violet energy stiffens her movements, and she falls to her knees, unable to move. Stunned, she realizes that all her power is gone. An evil laugh erupts from the shadows. The goblin standing before her declares that their tribe has been studying the bodies of elves for centuries and has finally found a curse that can break them. He scoffs, saying that even though it took a huge amount of spirit crystals to activate the curse, it was worth it. The goblin says with a manic smile that if he kills his victim, their clan will be rid of their strongest opponent. Moreover, the land enchantments associated with the elves' lives will disappear, giving them a decisive advantage. He gloatingly states that after that, all elves will be defenseless and crushed by his clan. Suddenly, a sword with magical energy pierced the air. Lin Mingyu appears at the very last moment and catches the weakened elf in her arms, saving her from imminent death. One of the goblins, realizing that someone has interfered, swings his massive flaming mace in fury. Lin Mingyu deftly dodges, retreating with the elf woman, while at the same time her sister prepares to defend herself. With a determined voice, the girl shouts out, "Elven barrier!" creating a protective dome of magical energy around herself. A wave of magical power throws the goblin back. He wonders in amazement where this adventurer came from. The goblin, infuriated by the interference, ponders how his subordinates could have let the man get this far if they couldn't even keep track of him. The princess warns Lin Mingyu that the barrier won't hold for long and asks her to think of a way out of the situation. Lin Mingyu asks the princess not to overestimate him, as the boss is stronger than him by leaps and bounds. He recalls that he died countless times in previous games before finally finishing the game at level 22. The princess cries out for what to do. Lin Mingyu admits with a smirk that he didn't say he couldn't handle the enemy. He declares that now that he has the blessing of the girl lying in his arms, he has the greatest support. The younger elf sister exclaimed happily when she saw her older sister. The eldest elfess was glad that her sister was all right, and the latter in turn admitted that she had escaped the goblins thanks to the adventurer. Lin Mingyu and the senior elfess looked at each other, and her cheeks flushed with a blush. The girl wondered in confusion why her heart raced when she looked at the adventurer, as if he was someone she knew well. She thanks him for saving her sister, but doubts if they've met before. Lin Mingyu realizes that she doesn't remember him, because according to the current timeline, their first meeting should be in this very dungeon. Freya had failed to find her younger sister in the past, after which she renounced everything that bound her to the elves and became a wandering knight of the endless continent. Lin Mingyu recalls how he had spent several months to casually meet her countless times, increasing his level of sympathy, and now he could finally take advantage of it. Lin Mingyu approaches Princess Freya, noting that although this is the first time they've met, he's heard of her remarkable feats. He explains that the situation is critical and asks to borrow her magic bow, which is rumored to be excellent against goblins. Freya, a little confused, agrees and calls for a bow. The glory of the moonlight bow has unique characteristics. It gives +20 strength, requires no arrows, but consumes 10% mana each time it is fired. If a goblin is 10 levels lower in level, it will be killed by a single hit. Lin Mingyu took the bow in his hands, and Freya worriedly asks if he can use it with his current level. Little sister confirms that this bow can only be used from level 40 onwards, unless the person is her contracted. The surprised girl begins to realize something, her eyes going wide. She is shocked by the sudden realization. Lin Mingyu explains that she is cursed and cannot move normally, and their current strength is not enough to win. He suggests the only way out is to make an elf contract with him. The younger sister panics and refuses, remembering that the contract requires trust and sympathy between the partners. She doesn't understand how such an alliance can be made when they have only just met. Her sister warns that if the contract doesn't work, Freya will lose the symbol of purity. However, despite her fears, Freya blushes and agrees to try it, much to her sister's surprise. To signify the contract, Lin Mingyu kisses Freya. The girl is shocked and closes her eyes against the bright light, exclaiming, "Wait, where's the light coming from?" The younger sister doesn't understand how they were able to contract this adventurer. Did the older sister fall in love at first sight? Junior started crying, pounding on the barrier. After all, it wasn't fair since she was the first one to meet Lin Mingyu. In the same second, the goblin struck the barrier with his mace, shattering it. The goblin confidently declares that their deaths will come today, and therefore it is not worth resisting. But here, Lin Mingyu doesn't understand what the goblin is talking about. At this moment, Lin Mingyu had already armed himself with the legendary bow with the blessing of the elf woman. The goblin is shocked. Is the young man holding a bow, glory of the lunar glow? He states that the adventurer won't be able to scare him, as he knows that a novice would never be able to master it since he has a small level. In that case, have Lin Mingyu shoot him. It can't be helped. Since the goblin himself craves death, Lin Mingyu will fulfill his wish by pulling the bowstring. At this moment, the goblin came to a shock. He didn't understand. How did that guy have an elven aura? With horror, he realized that he was going to be killed. Lin Mingyu, holding his bow, looks at his opponent and taunts him, asking where his confidence went. Goblin, realizing that the hero is not joking, in a panic decides to flee, realizing that otherwise he will not survive. As he runs away, he can't believe the elf princess made a contract with this man, but decides he still has a chance if you drain his magical power. Running outside, the goblin notices the strange silence and lack of guards, which makes him uneasy. However, he soon learns the reason. Lin Mingyu says he has already sent all the guards to hell, and now it's his turn. The young man, surrounded by green streams of energy, draws his bow and declares that the goblin has nowhere to run. The goblin is terrified. To call him a devil, realizing that his opponent is too strong. The system notifies the hero when he defeats the level 17 boss, the Black Iron Goblin Tompus, rewarding him with 27,500 experience. Level 9 and 10 level gain notifications appear on the screen, and the body of the defeated goblin collapsed to the ground. As a trophy, the hero receives a long goblin spear, which is silver level, and its characteristics give +193 to strength and 20% chance of critical hit. Lin Mingyu, examining the spear he had obtained, happily notices that a silver weapon has fallen to him. He realizes that this is a good replacement for his old weapon, and with these characteristics, his damage will increase significantly. Suddenly, a strange red crystal appears in front of him, surrounded by swirls of energy. Freya and Fu Ling run up and exclaim, asking Lin Mingyu about the nature of this mysterious object. He himself is puzzled by what is happening. A description of the found object appears in the system. It is a dark shard containing dark power. It has the ability to control space and time. Lin Mingyu assumes that the goblins used this shard to seal space. However, he is surprised by the fact that the goblins have such artifacts at all, which means someone is behind them. Freya realizes that she urgently needs to inform her father. At that moment, the sky above them begins to crack, as if the boundaries of space are collapsing. Lin Mingyu explains that when the owner of the shard dies, space returns to the main world. He realizes that everyone will soon go their separate ways. Fu Ling looks worriedly at his sister, realizing that their time together is coming to an end. The grateful elven women offer Lin Mingyu their best equipment in appreciation for his help. They don't know how else to thank him. However, Lin Mingyu refuses, explaining that these weapons are too high level and not suitable for him yet. He asks them to repay his help in the future, leaving the possibility of further cooperation. The Two elven women look at the protagonist with surprise. One of them, blushing, asks if this really means that they will meet again in the future. Lin Min-yu confidently replies that he won't just leave. He reminds them that the elf and his contracted elf are bound to love and protect each other forever, promising that he will be strong enough to protect her next time. Suddenly, the younger sister calls out to Lin Ming-yu, calling him brother. At this time, his body is already starting to dissolve in the teleportation light. Before disappearing, the elf girl rushes over to him and kisses him. Her sudden act takes Lin Ming-yu by surprise, but the moment is filled with sincere emotion. The elven woman suddenly pulls Lin Ming-yu to her side and kisses him, causing him to be visibly confused. At this moment, a system notification appears, informing him that they have entered into a spirit contract. The screen displays information about a new skill, Blessing of the Magical Spirit, which increases magical defense and gives a chance to avoid damage. The girl confesses that she doesn't have anything of value to thank Lin Min-yu, so she gives him this contract. Her sincerity is readable in her eyes. She promises to keep these feelings to herself and won't argue with her sister for Lin Min-yu's attention. Before leaving, she says she will wait for him in the sacred spirit land. Lin Ming-yu finds herself at the strange glowing tree, noting that these elves are really like little fairies. Suddenly, a notification of 5 unread messages appears in front of him, leaving him bewildered. He receives a system alert about a challenge to a battle between novice villages where the losing side will suffer serious losses. In the current rankings, the 9th village is already ahead of his village in points. Lin Ming-yu realizes that someone has taken this challenge in his absence. A large bird appears on the battlefield, and next to it is a girl with a sword, standing in front of a wounded ally. The battle is already in full swing. One of the combatants accuses his leader of making a rash decision to attack level 6 creatures. The red-haired man grits his teeth. He realizes that the point gap between their villages and the 9th village is getting too big, and there is no way to close it anymore. His ally, badly wounded, advises him to retreat while there is still a chance. Otherwise, if they lose, they will lose half their points and will not be able to escape. The red-haired warrior clenched his teeth, regretting what had happened, and said Lin Ming-yu's name, realizing that if he had been here, things would have turned out differently. He rushes at the enemy, covering the girl's retreat, calling her Mu Zi Qing and urging her to run away quickly. However, the girl swings her sword and strikes at the monster attacking her, declaring that she cannot abandon her comrades. In a panic, she realizes that they've run into a group of high-level players determined solely to kill, and they have no chance of survival. Despite the situation, she still believes that Lin Min-yu is alive, and deep down she hopes for his return. She convinces herself that if she has one chance to see him again, she'll do anything to score more points for him. At that moment, someone attacks a huge bird. The girl was surprised at what it was. The girl with compressed lips and a fierce look declares that she cannot afford to lose this battle. A powerful vortex of energy blows everything around, emitting a bright blue glow. One of the fighters watches. As a familiar figure appears in front of him, Lin Ming-yu confidently stands in front of the girl, saying that everything is in his hands now. She realizes in shock that he is still alive, and the other warrior screams his name, unable to believe her eyes. The bird realizes that the aura of elves emanates from the guy, and therefore decides to flee the battlefield. Lin Ming-yu notices that low-level monsters have a good intuition for danger. His spear charged with lightning. He says dismissively that level 6 is too low for him. A lightning discharge pierces the air, giving the enemy no chance to escape. A bright electric shock pierces the bird, dealing critical damage. The system confirms the killing of the 6th level monster, adding points to Lin Ming-yu village's asset. Yang Xiong is horrified to realize that Lin Ming-yu has dealt over 1,000 damage with a single strike. The other can't believe that such a thing is possible in the starting zone. He notices that Lin Ming-yu has already reached level 10, having gained a huge distance from the others. It would be almost impossible to catch up with him now. The girl lowers her head and apologizes to Lin Ming-yu, admitting her helplessness. Despite his strategies, she was unable to win. However, she recognizes that his power is the greatest, and the reduction in characteristics affects him the most. She vows to protect him even if she has to die. Lin Ming-yu reassures the other fighters, saying that they have done well as it is. Besides, the battle isn't over yet. Other competitors begin to panic as their camp is 700 points behind. They don't see how they can close the gap. At this moment, the system notifies Lin Ming-yu that the scoring in the secret spirit zone has been completed. He gets the opportunity to download them. Meanwhile, In Camp 9, a battle is underway against a giant ice bear. The monster is already exhausted and is preparing for the final blow. One of the opponents laughs that he was worried for nothing because of Lin Mingyu. One of his allies betrayed them and immediately defected to the other side. He thrilledly draws his sword over the ice bear, intending to finish the fight and glorify his mercenary group. The mercenary swings his sword with an intimidating look and strikes at the ice bear, but his attack proves to be completely useless, doing no damage. He is stunned to see the system announce the victory of the 0th new settlement. The 9th settlement has lost, and their participants will now face heavy fines. People from the 9th settlement are shocked. Not long ago, they had 4,100 points, but suddenly the gap has doubled, and they are sure there is some mistake. The participants are amazed that Lin Mingyu scored 31,273 points, single-handedly beating entire villages. They don't believe that a person can do something like that. Suddenly, the ice bear begins to growl loudly, which causes panic among the opponents. One of the fighters notices that the monster has regained its strength and is preparing to use a skill. However, they are unable to confront it after losing half of its characteristics. The bear activates a powerful attack, throwing several people back, and they scream in pain. One of the members of the 9th settlement finds himself in the clutches of the monster and screams for help in panic, not wanting to die. The leader of the 9th settlement is shocked by what is happening, not believing in the reality of what has happened. He realizes that this is a total defeat. At this time, the members of Settlement 0 begin to notice that their health is being restored. They realize that this is a reward for winning, and their stats have increased by 50%. The wounded man, barely hanging on, coughs, not understanding why he is still alive. He was sure he was bleeding and should die, but he was saved. Yang Xiong joyfully exclaims that they were saved by Lin Mingyu. The crowd of players thank Lin Mingyu, recognizing his heroism. One of them even calls him their eternal god, vowing to follow him anywhere. Lin Mingyu calmly replies that no thanks are needed. He notices that the black-haired girl and her ally arrived on time as promised and praises them for it. He then announces that since this is the situation, they should complete the new camp assignment together. His gaze is determined, and the team is enthusiastic. Time changed to night. The starry sky spreads over the stone houses, creating an atmosphere of tranquility after a stormy day. Lin Mingyu opens the door, looking slightly surprised. He seems to have returned to his accommodation, but feels that something is wrong. Shauna appears before him, dressed in a revealing maid's outfit. She's on her knees mopping the floor and doesn't even seem to notice him. Lin Mingyu's eyes widen in shock. He blushes as he realizes what he just saw. He wonders why reality is so different from his perceptions. The girl turns around, shrieking happily and calling him darling. She looks happy and not the least bit embarrassed by their meeting. Xiasha is stunned and surprised at how quickly he reached level 10. In response, Lin Mingyu proudly states that it's natural and not to underestimate him. Lin Mingyu is sitting in a room drinking tea when a girl hands him an adventurer's token. She congratulates him on obtaining the rank of Black Iron. He smiles as he holds the token and ponders the fact that it was issued by a guild employee named Xiasha. This token will allow him to take quests of the appropriate rank. However, he recalls that an exam is required to obtain this rank. Xiasha smiles jokingly, noting that there may be exceptions for friends. The girl blushes, embarrassed by the situation. She suddenly offers to take the exam right there in the room. Suddenly, she falls on the bed in a playful pose, hinting at her plan. Lin Mingyu grinningly agrees, saying that he will show her all the physical training of a level 10 adventurer. After the test, the girl breathes heavily and struggles to stay on her feet, confirming that he has indeed passed the exam. Later, she mutters something in pleasure, and Lin Mingyu watches her with a satisfied expression. Before he goes to sleep, he asks if she wants to go with him, since he is leaving the village tomorrow. Lying next to the girl, Lin Mingyu strokes her head affectionately, assuring her that being near her is his happiness. However, she is concerned that she will not be able to provide for her lover if she loses her job. Smiling, Lin Mingyu confidently says that making money is as easy for him as breathing. He promises that he will always take care of her now. The girl happily agrees and declares that from now on she will be his personal maid. They are both happy and enjoy the moment of intimacy. The next day, a large group of people gathered in the square, waiting for Lin Mingyu's arrival. They are in suspense and waiting for the new stage to begin. Suddenly, someone notices Lin Mingyu, and the crowd revives. Everyone is happy to see him, as he has become a legend to them. There are whispers of admiration for his aura. He is recognized as the first man of the village, and some even call him incredibly handsome. Moving closer, the girl informs Lin Mingyu that, as he ordered, all the players of the second level and above have been gathered. However, someone near them attracts attention. One of the fighters notices the stranger and rudely orders him to get out. His tone shows that he has no intention of tolerating weaklings. The stranger drops to his knees, in panic, begging for a second chance. He admits his mistake to Lin Mingyu and apologizes to his elder. The angry man is about to chase him away, but Lin Mingyu suddenly intervenes. He puts his hand on his shoulder with a smile and asks him to wait. The man is in a panic, blaming Lin Mingyu for all his troubles. Because of him, he was expelled from the squad and lost his protection, causing their group to nearly die. Now he wants to use the chaos to take revenge. Lin Mingyu recognizes him as the man who tried to frame him more than once. He scoffs at the fact that his enemy came to him without realizing the consequences. The people around them are amazed. When they hear that this man belongs to the Wild Hire Squad, they realize that he is a spy. The traitor tries to justify himself by claiming that he is being accused without evidence. However, his inner monologue betrays panic. He doesn't understand how Lin Mingyu knew the truth. He tries to appeal to others, saying that yes, he once clashed with Lin Mingyu, but now he's just being stigmatized. In desperation, he even asks for help. However, his words are useless. He is given a clear message. If Lin Mingyu says he is a traitor, then he is. Lin Mingyu coldly looks at the man who is desperately trying to save himself. He finds his excuses boring and meaningless. The traitor is horrified as he realizes his doom. In a last-ditch effort, he confesses his affiliation with the mercenaries, hoping that the threat of their vengeance will stop Lin Mingyu. However, Lin Mingyu is not going to give him a chance. He raises his sword with an icy gaze, calling him a dead man who continues to speak. Those who are watching this are amazed. Some admire his cruelty to his enemies, and some even think that Lin Mingyu looks incredibly cool at this moment, the moment the spy's head rolls on the ground. After killing the traitor, Yang Xiong approves of Lin Mingyu's act. He states that it was necessary for the common good. The scene changes, showing night deep in the forest. The guards at the gate forbid passage. Lin Mingyu shows the adventurer's emblem and demands to let him pass. He says that he is on a guild assignment. The guards are shocked when they see the emblem. They realize that this is a man of high rank. After a brief pause, one of the guards rejoices. He says that the Black and Iron adventurer has finally come to their rescue. They explain the situation. The road leading out of the village has been blocked by a strange fog, and many units are missing. The guard adds that every night there are frightening sounds coming from the forest. They no longer feel safe. Lin Mingyu enters an area covered in purple mist. The system notifies him that the difficulty of the dungeon has increased to hell level. One of his men is shivering from the cold. He says the atmosphere here is more like a demon's lair. Suddenly, a strange sound is heard. Everyone turns around in fear, and Lin Mingyu orders them to stay together. Lin Mingyu and his companions encounter a group of people in a thick purple fog. They are accompanied by the sound of bells, their silhouettes appearing ominous. One of the men emerges from the darkness and is overjoyed when he sees Lin Mingyu. He explains that they are guards of a trade caravan who have been unable to find a way out of this area for months. Lin Mingyu smilingly suggests them to come over so he can show them the way. His facial expression seems friendly, which inspires confidence in the strangers. One of the men exclaims delightedly, hoping that they are now saved. He looks at Lin Mingyu with hope. One of the mercenaries happily runs to Lin Mingyu, calling him a kind adventurer. His words are filled with gratitude and relief, but suddenly an electrical flash pierces his body, the man writhing in pain, not realizing what had happened. Lin Mingyu calmly observes the scene while clutching a lightning-shrouded blade in his hand. He declares that he will send them on their final journey. Lin Mingyu's comrades watch in horror at what has happened. One of them wonders why he got experience, since killing people shouldn't give points. The body of the slain man suddenly begins to be covered in a strange purple energy. Ominous figures emerge from the darkness, skeletal warriors on horseback. Their auras inspire fear, and statistics show that they have high combat power. The leader of the Undead scornfully declares that the rookie adventurers cannot stand against the army of the late Lord Roland. His intimidating appearance inspires fear. The skeletons come to life, their parameters also impressive. The threat level increases dramatically. The players panic and notice that there are too many monsters. Someone shouts that Lin Mingyu is in danger. However, Yang Xiong stops the others, reminding them that Lin Mingyu doesn't need help. He believes that interfering will only get in the way. Despite this, some doubt whether Lin Mingyue will be able to handle such a huge army. The situation is escalating. Lin Mingyu realizes that the difficulty of the enemies is twice the standard parameters. He recognizes that this is indeed a difficult challenge. Nevertheless, he confidently rushes into battle, instantly destroying several opponents. His movements are lightning fast and his attacks are deadly. With a contemptuous smirk, he declares that his enemies are only good for giving him more experience. His self-confidence is off the charts. The players watching the fight are amazed by Lin Mingyu's power. They shout in admiration as they realize his superiority. Someone admits that they really shouldn't have tried to interfere in the fight. The difference in strength between them and Lin Mingyue seems colossal. At this point, the system notifies that his experience has reached its limit. Further development is impossible without a change of class. Lin Mingyu encounters an Undead rider who is shocked that his great army unit has been destroyed by a single rookie. He can't believe what is happening. The rider warns not to rejoice too soon, as Lord Roland will not let this go unpunished. He then orders his men to retreat. Suddenly, his horse begins to behave abruptly inappropriately, throwing him to the ground, much to the surprise of the rider. The fallen knight furiously curses the horse for daring to rebel against his master, but there is nothing he can do about it. In a rage, the undead warhorse stomps the former rider with a swing, completely destroying him. Lin Mingyu notices that beasts that have undergone necromancy still retain some of their emotions and affections. This horse obviously hated its rider. He realizes that the horse has completely freed himself from his master's control and is now driven only by his own will. Lin Mingyu looks at the characteristics of the horse and wonders if he wants to lead him to his true enemy for revenge. He agrees that since that's the case, it's time to hit the road. His comrades watch from afar and realize that it's finally over. However, someone wonders if Lin Mingyu is leaving this place for good. One of the fighters suggests coming back, as the monsters outside the village are not their level. They decide to come here again when they reach level 10. At this moment, one of the fighters receives a message from Lin Mingyu asking for help, which causes him to be surprised. Lin Mingyu enters a ruined teleportation station, surrounded by a dark aura where traces of battles can be seen. In the distance, the mysterious man in black is surprised that someone has already passed his test. Faster than he expected, a man introduced as Roland Hayland, a level 22 Necromancer, assesses Lin Mingyu's potential and recognizes his abilities. The Necromancer proposes that Lin Mingyu join their ranks and become part of the Great Death Mages. An interface appears offering a class change, but Lin Mingyu is outraged that innocent people were sacrificed for the trial. Roland laughs and states that they have become his power, and Lin Mingyu has now realized the power of necromancers. The hero mocks him, reminding him that their clan was nearly wiped out by the Church of Light and now has to go into hiding. He compares necromancers to rats lurking in the shadows with no honor or power. The angry necromancer accuses him of insulting the god of the dead and admits that he and Lin Mingyu are on opposite sides. He summons the level 18 undead fighters, ordering them to capture Lin Mingyu. Lin Mingyu prepares for battle. He deftly deflects the axe attack, but suddenly he is thrown back by the dark energy. Roland thinks the difference in levels decides everything and is going to turn Lin into his perfect puppet. Ominous magical constructs are lowered from the sky for the ritual of sacrifice. However, Lin Mingyu only chuckles as he realizes that this has already happened in his past life. Then he couldn't win, was captured and forced to suffer until level 35. Now he knows the truth. The key to victory lies in the secrets of the elven world. His speculation is confirmed by his memories of meeting the elven sisters. This time, he has the opportunity to change his fate, and he decisively activates a powerful artifact. The red crystal in his hands begins to glow, releasing dark energy. The system reports that he has activated a fragment of the power of darkness, granting control over space and time for 45 seconds. Lin Mingyu and the Necromancer find themselves in a strange space. Roland is confused and asks what this place is, and what the protagonist has done. He also notices that his undead army has disappeared. Lin Mingyu explains with a smile that he sealed this space, leaving only the two of them here. All other objects are now illusory and cannot affect the fight. Roland becomes enraged when he realizes that his undead are no longer with him. Lin Mingyu, surrounded by electrical discharges, prepares to test what a necromancer can do without his army. The system confirms the killing of Roland, awarding Lin Mingyu 150,000 experience. However, his level is already maxed out, so the excess experience is temporarily saved. A soul stone appears on the ground, with hundreds of undead souls imprisoned inside. It is the source of Roland's power, but it is sealed with a special brand. Linny. Mingyu carefully examines the find and says that in ordinary hands, this artifact is useless. However, he himself had once risen to the level of an undead god. He begins to cast an ancient spell, changing the owner of the soul stone. The system confirms the successful change of ownership. The artifact is now under the control of Lin Ming. Yu smiling, he states that a mere seal cannot resist the highest spell of necromancy. He then utters a command. Come out! The gate opens and the undead army is released, now subject to a new master, Lin Mingyu. Lin Mingyu smilingly realizes that he now has his own army of the dead, and he is completely satisfied with this result. Suddenly he hears a familiar voice, calling out to him, causing him to look up in surprise. Xiaxia suddenly throws herself into his arms, and the guy standing next to her watches the scene in shock. She excitedly asks if he's really going to take her away with him. Lin Mingyu confirms, but reminds him that the teleportation circle is destroyed, and as a member of the Adventurer Guild, the guy has to solve this problem. Yang Xiong confirms that it is within his power. He is surprised that Lin Mingyu sent him a private message to protect the girl, because now it's clear what kind of relationship they have. He then jokes that a true master can even tame NPCs. Lin Mingyu thanks him for his help, but he replies that it is an honor to help such a strong player. The guy then cautiously mentions a certain Mrs. Mu and asks if Lin Mingyu would like to see her again. Lin Mingyu coldly replies that he already has his place in this world and he can't live up to her expectations. He doesn't want to put her in danger because this world is too cruel. It turns out that all this time, that same girl had heard Lin Mingyu's words. She only shed a drop of tears as she left. Xiaxia happily called out to Lin Mingyu, informing him that the teleport circle had finally been restored. She waved as he chatted with another person. Lin Mingyu turned to Yang Xiong, warning him that there were dozens of cities in front of them, and each of them would affect his future profession. It would be difficult to change his choice, so he should think carefully. Yang Xiong realized the seriousness of the situation and nodded, bidding his friend farewell. Meanwhile, Lin Mingyu and his companion moved towards the portal, preparing for the transition. Just before leaving, Lin Mingyu took the girl's hand, saying, Xiaxia, let's hit the road. She smiled, showing that she was willing to follow him. Their new target was Hantan, a major city that promised new opportunities and challenges. As she entered the city, Xiaxia looked around admiringly, delighted by its grandeur and beauty. It was her first time in such a large metropolis. Lin Mingyu looked at her with a slight smile, but there was anxiety in his eyes as he realized that this idyll would not last long. He remembered how Hantan had become ruins in the past, when he had fled from the Necromancer. Now he knew that the city was the headquarters of the Assassin Association. Once upon a time, he met a woman who became his mentor. She was the only surviving member of the Assassins Association and taught him the craft. Lin Mingyu recalls that his mentor only passed on basic skills to him as she was seriously injured. Despite this, the assassin's stealth attack remains one of the most powerful in all classes. After analyzing his combat experience and physical attributes, he comes to the conclusion that the assassin class is the best choice for him in this life. While exploring the city, Lin Mingyu decides to seize the moment and get more legacies before the game changes make it impossible. He finds himself in front of a mysterious establishment where he can do just that. Later, while enjoying a hot bath, he marvels at the comfort, comparing it to high-end hotels he has never been to. Paying 500 copper coins for such luxury turned out to be an excellent decision. Suddenly he hears the door open, and he is overcome. With alarm, someone is entering the room. Xiaxia enters the bathroom, wrapped in a towel, declaring with a smile that she is ready to help him bathe. Lin Mingyu is confused as he says her name. While he's trying to realize what's happening, she confidently approaches, offering to wash his back as if nothing strange is going on. The situation spirals out of control when she snuggles up to him, causing him a wave of embarrassment. Lin Mingyu realizes that her confidence is growing by the day. Feeling her softness and closeness, he mentally resents her, but physically cannot resist the situation. In the end, Lin Mingyu suggests that Xiaxia just take a good rest after a long day, hoping to avoid more embarrassing developments. Lin Mingyu stares in amazement at the girl who is acting too bold. She teases him, noting that he looks quite enthusiastic. In the city of Hantan, Lin Mingyu and his companion head towards the Adventurers Guild. The girl is happy to notice that the guild is short of people, hinting at the possibility of getting a job there. The girl decides to stay working at the guild while hugging Lin Mingyue. She confidently states that he can take it easy and go about his business in peace. The protagonist is surprised by her decision, as she could just enjoy her life at the inn. However, she firmly declares that she wants to be useful and help him in everything. Lin Minyu reminds her to take care of herself, promising to return as soon as possible. However, she assures him that the best gift for her is his safe return. After leaving the city, the protagonist gives his summoned skeletons orders to guard the girl. He warns that any enemies must be destroyed without hesitation. The skeletons confirm his order, calling him Master. They are ready to protect the girl from any threats. Upon approaching the Assassin Academy in Hantan, Lin Mingyu realizes that this is the only place on the continent where assassins are trained. This place was mentioned by an old acquaintance of his. He walks up to the front desk and tells the girl with pink hair that he's here to sign in. The secretary of the academy informs him with a smile that he is lucky, because today is the last day of admission. She asks him to fill out the documents because the entrance test starts immediately after the registration. Lin Mingyu is surprised to learn that registering for the academy is free, because in the past, he remembers that the Sword Academy charged 20 gold for it. The girl next to him says with astonishment that he is obviously a stranger, since he doesn't know such simple things. She reacts sharply upon seeing Lin Minyu, clearly nervous from his presence. Lin Minyu notices her strange behavior and ponders why she is so embarrassed. He remembers that in his past life, he had a younger sister who could charm men. He asks her directly what she means, to which the girl begins to explain the situation. The girl says that Hantan is a city located in the desert, where resources are extremely limited. Due to the difficult conditions, poor children often choose the path of an assassin after reaching level 10 in order to survive. Many of them are forced to take Assassin's Guild assignments for money, engaging in a dangerous and bloody life. The girl explains that the Assassin's Guild is funding their training, but demands total loyalty in return. However, there are those who live differently, the children of noble families who don't have to risk their lives. They get high positions in the Assassin's Guild right after graduation, unlike ordinary fighters. The female instructor urges everyone to calm down as she prepares to make an important announcement. She warns that the killing profession is incredibly dangerous, with an 82% mortality rate. Those who are ready to back out can leave right now. No one dares to leave, and she begins to explain the details of the entrance test. Candidates must enter a special dimension, pass tests, and make their first-class change. She emphasizes the importance of this test as the results will determine the level of their future profession. From the highest rank of Heavenly to the lowest rank of Yellow, the distribution will depend on their abilities. A classification system appears. Heavenly rank gives 100% enhancement, Earthly rank gives 50%, Mystic rank gives 10%, and Yellow rank gives 0%. This emphasizes the difference in potential between students. The woman explains that the higher their rank, the more potential they can develop in the future. In addition, the first 10 participants will receive additional awards from the academy. Suddenly, a voice interrupts her speech. Someone scornfully calls the participants filthy scum and demands to explain why they should be spoken to at all. Another aristocrat adds that the prizes are always taken by members of the 4 great families. They don't believe that any commoner can compete with them. A man with golden hair, dressed in an elegant suit, smiles smugly. His surroundings emphasize his status, and his companions are certain that he will be the one to take first place in this examination. Liao disdainfully tells the others to enter the portal sooner, complaining that even the air next to the poor participant seems stale to him. With a sigh, one of the contestants walks towards the portal, showing willingness to accept the challenge. The female organizer announces that the challenge has officially begun and wishes everyone good luck. There are indignant voices in the crowd, condemning the aristocrats for their arrogance. However, someone warns them not to get into trouble, since even the teachers don't interfere in their affairs. Lin Min Yu suddenly chuckles, much to the bewilderment of one of the contestants. She asks why he is laughing. He replies that he just remembered the opponents he got and realizes that their level is not that high. It's even a little disappointing for him. A system notification appears on the screen. The participants have officially entered Heritage Land. They have exactly 1 hour to complete the challenge. Lin Mingyu finds himself in a new location and hears someone's voice calling him to wake up. He finds himself at the top of a tower. Another participant is outraged that Lin Mingyu was able to fall asleep right during the test and asks if he has lost his memory. It is explained to him that their current goal is to kill the king of the Lafuta Empire and take the recently found artifact from him. Today is their only chance to do so. Lin Mingyu realizes that this is a career change test, and his first task is to kill. He asks about the guard force, trying to gauge the difficulty of the mission. The partner reports that the king has 50 guards, each a level 12 swordsman, making them incredibly dangerous opponents. Lin Mingyu decides to study their patrols first to find a weak spot. Suddenly, however, he jumps down without waiting for the plan. His appearance attracts the attention of the guards, who immediately go on alert. Looking at them confidently, he declares that he has come for their king. The king laughs, thinking that Lin Mingyu is overestimating his strength. However, Lin Mingyu replies with a smirk that he is not alone here. A whole army of dead spirits appear around him, ready to attack. The king cries out in horror, shocked by what he has seen. He clearly did not expect this to happen. The king, realizing that his life is in danger, tries to negotiate. He offers to double the sum, and then raises the price to 1,000,000 gold pieces, begging for mercy. However, Lin Mingyu doesn't hesitate. He uses an attack filled with lightning, striking the king. He says that no amount of money will save his life. The body of the defeated king falls to the ground, and Lin Mingyu notes with a cold expression that even if he wanted to, he couldn't take it with him. His companion is amazed at what is happening, marveling at Lin Mingyu's strength. He notes that the latter is not only incredibly strong, but also remains steadfast in the face of the temptation of gold. Lin Mingyu notices that the loot box won't open. It is somehow sealed and the system prohibits its storage. His partner advises them to ignore the secret treasure for now. He suggests that they should run away soon, as they may soon be discovered. A notification appears on the system screen. Lin Mingyu has successfully passed the first level of the Dark Assassins Before Dawn challenge. He now moves to the second level of Rest in the Abyss. Meanwhile, outside, the teacher announces that the first level of the test is about to close. She orders the squad to be prepared. There is chaos around the portal, some screaming in pain, others lying motionless. One of the observers realizes in shock that one of the participants has actually died. People carry out the wounded, and a woman with red hair says she warned them. This path leads to death, and the threat of death will accompany them always. She reminds them that from the moment they chose to enter the heritage site, the fight for life began. She congratulates all the survivors, saying that although they didn't make it past the first level, they managed to survive to the end and are now yellow assassins. She then informs them that they will be assigned to a regular class and introduces them to their new mentor. The girl in the short top reports with surprise that the list is ready, but there are 3 students among the students who were not taken out of the first level of the secret world. This causes the instructor to be very surprised. The woman is stunned by what she hears. Usually only 1 regular student in a few years passes, but this time 3 at once. She calls it an unprecedented case. However, he then adds that this might not be such a good thing for these students. The second level is dangerous, as they will have to escape from the lower city of the Lafuta Empire while surrounded by thousands of soldiers. Another girl confirms that the 4 great families have found a complicated escape route, but it is kept secret. Only the chosen ones can use it and overcome all obstacles. She asks if the Lafuta Empire even exists, since there is no mention of it in the books. The woman with the red hair doubts its real existence, believing it is just an artificially created space in a heritage site. Despite her doubts, she hopes the 3 students who have passed can survive. In the lower city of Lafuta, Imperial guards have been ordered to conduct a thorough search, leaving no corner untouched. Panic and tension grows among the soldiers. Lin Mingyu and his companions are trapped. The city gates have already closed. Now a lot of soldiers have been mobilized to catch them, and they urgently need to figure out how to get out. The protagonist realizes that a direct breakthrough through an army of hundreds of thousands of soldiers will be impossible. If they try, the time allotted for escape will be insufficient. In his hands, he finds himself holding a map of the lower city of Lafuta, possibly providing clues to finding an alternate escape route. Lin Mingyu hurries her companion, demanding that he gather the necessary things faster and not to be delayed. In such a situation, every second could decide their fate. His partner, however, shows a lack of understanding. The trophies are valuable to him, not just the escape. He sees their discovery as a chance to be rewarded. The protagonist ponders the name of the town of Lafuta, feeling that he has heard the name somewhere before. Thinking back to his past life, Lin Mingyu realizes that he once found an ancient diary at the bottom of a dried-up lake after the destruction of Hanan City. The pages of the diary were filled with Latin lines describing a mysterious tragedy involving Lafuta. Now he realizes, Perhaps this whole world is not just an illusion of a secret dimension, but an echo of the real story. Perhaps this very diary holds the key to their salvation. Lin Mingyu analyzes a text from a diary that says, "Luxury hides sins and souls suffer in the depths of the earth." He asks his companion if he has thoughts about the underground. A partner gets inspired and suggests digging an underground passage or sneaking into the sewers. The protagonist realizes that such places are now being scrutinized. However, he notices that due to the redistribution of forces, one place, on the contrary, has been left unguarded. This place is a dungeon. Lin Mingyu decides to take this chance. The group does make it into the dungeon, almost without guards. The partner is surprised by Lin Mingyu's insight. They find themselves in a long corridor with prison cells. The partner is worried because if they are caught, it will be a death trap. The silhouette of a creature with burning eyes can be seen in one of the cages. The partner is horrified as he tries to realize who is in front of him, realizing that something creepy is in front of him. His partner falls backwards in panic, shouting that it's a ghost. Lin Mingyu carefully examines the prisoners and realizes that they are all members of the mermaid race. He wonders why the Lafuta Empire is keeping them here. A mermaid in chains appears in front of him. The sight of her raises many questions in Lin Mingyu's mind about the fate of these creatures. The chained Aquana girl looks at Lin Mingyu with defiance, declaring that she would rather die than give away the location of the secret treasure. Mingyu replies firmly that cowards attack women, and if anyone wants a fight, let them go to him. He wondered if the girl was talking about the very treasure he had taken away last night. Could it be the very reason the Akvans had been captured? If that was indeed the case, the Aquanians might be his best allies in this place. There is a clinking of chains. Lin Mingyu releases the captive, breaking the shackles. Suddenly, the freed girl falls into Lin Mingyu's arms, looking at him, stunned. The crowd of Akwans, now free, looks at Lin Mingyu with suspicion, and one of them asks why he released them. Lin Mingyu confidently states that they have a common enemy, the Lafuta Empire, and his act is proof of that. When the captives see the emperor's severed head, they are overcome with shock, but then they realize that their bloodiest enemy is finally dead. An elder of the Akwans, introducing himself as Durno, thanks Lin Mingyu for saving his people and calls him the great benefactor of their race. A nation of mermaids lived in the northern straits of Lafu, guarding a powerful artifact with limitless power for generations. However, the Lafuta Empire learned of this secret and captured them by poisoning the water, torturing them severely. For the sake of obtaining the artifact, Lin Mingyu shows the captive an object, asking if it is the treasure they were talking about. The mermaid elder is shocked to feel the power emanating from him, not realizing how he ended up in the hands of a human. Lin Mingyu explains that he killed the emperor and took the item from him, causing them to now be hunted by the entire empire. He suggests using the power of the artifact to escape, but the old man is hesitant as he himself is too weak to unlock its potential. When the artifact is unlocked, it turns out to be a tide crystal containing a particle of a light source and granting the power to control water. Lin Mingyu notices that this crystal is similar in structure to his dark source, only different in color. The elder turns to the goddess of the sea, asking her to guide them and show them the way to salvation. The artifact reacts, creating a powerful water stream that can open a path of escape for them. Lin Mingyu's partner panics and reports that they have been discovered. He shouts that the enemies are on their way and they urgently need to leave. The elder figures out that the dungeon is connected to an outside water source. Using water control, magic, he creates a passageway that can help get out. He insists that Lin Mingyu and the others leave immediately, stating that their clan will cover the retreat. Even at the cost of their own lives, they will ensure that they have enough time to escape. Lin Mingyu silently looks at the people gathered, realizing the seriousness of the situation. There are children, women, and old people among them. He decides that the children and women should leave first while he stays to fight. The boy accompanying him admires his determination and declares that he will stay with him. A man appears on the road, claiming to be the heir to the throne. He calls Lin Mingyu the murderer of his father and demands his immediate execution. Lin Mingyu grinned, wondering if this new emperor had come to thank him for accelerating his ascension to the throne, or is he here to follow his father, the enraged mini-emperor accuses Lin Mingyu of killing his cronies and declares that he has an army of tens of thousands of men. He intends to crush the enemy in numbers. He gives the order to destroy Lin Mingyu and his allies, leaving them no chance. The girl from the Fishman clan begs her grandfather to leave, but the elder remains calm. He doesn't seem to have any intention of leaving the battlefield. The old man is surprised to realize that the water source does not connect to the outside world, but is merely a sealed underground reservoir. He is perplexed as to why the rulers of Laft left such an obvious miscalculation in the prison. Clara looks at the old man fearfully, not understanding where he is going with this. He asks her if she knows the real reason why their people have been so stubborn in defending the secret of the Tidal Soul Crystal. The clue turns out to be frightening. In addition to the fact that the artifact can only be used by members of their race, there is another forced method of activation. This method requires a blood sacrifice, in which the souls of the fish people become fuel for the crystal. If the Tidal Soul Crystal falls into the hands of ill-wishers, the entire race of fish people will be threatened with annihilation. They would be used as a consumable resource, and other branches of their people would also be at risk. Now that the location of the artifact has been revealed, the fish people can no longer protect it. The only one who can be trusted with this power is Lin Mingyu, and the old man offers him two options. If the hero chooses the path of self-sacrifice, the old man is ready to destroy everyone here so that the Tidal Soul Crystal will forever remain in the abyss. They may not know into whose hands it will eventually fall, but at least this way they will delay the death of their people. However, Lin Mingyue has already made a choice. He is not acting out of self-interest, but is guided by his sense of justice, which gives the old man hope. Such a person is trustworthy, and the power of the fish people should belong to him. Clara is shocked at what the old man is about to do. Her voice trembling, she asks him in fear about his intentions. Meanwhile, the battle continues, and Lin Mingyu realizes that the enemies are advancing in an endless wave. His magical energy is running low, and the undead armies are already hard to hold back. The situation becomes critical, but the fish people are still procrastinating. Lin Mingyu shouts to them in annoyance, demanding them to leave immediately while there is still a chance of rescue. An old man from the Fishman race decides to send Lin Mingyu away, asking him to take care of his granddaughter. Armed warriors stand beside him, ready for battle. Lin Mingyue is dumbfounded by his words and anxiously interjects, not believing what is happening. The old man raises his staff and loudly calls for all the fishfolk warriors to follow him. He urges them to give their lives in the name of the sea goddess. Clara pulls her hand forward in terror, calling out to her grandfather in desperation, realizing his intentions. The system confirms that the Tidal Soul Crystal contains a fragment of the power of light. It requires fish blood or sacrificial blood to use. Powerful water magic encompasses the girl, creating a devastating maelstrom that stuns those around her. The girl watches in amazement as the magic energy of the douche crystal activates at 18% lint. Mingyu tensely feels the trembling under his feet. He wonders aloud if the earthquake has started. A huge wave of blue magical energy cuts through the stone floor, shattering it into pieces. Everyone around them tries to take cover from the destructive force. Waves of magical water burst forth, enveloping the entire city like a heavenly rain of energy, turning everything into chaos. Lin Mingyu was underwater. Now he would be the end. But suddenly Clara moved closer to him and pressed her lips to his, giving her first kiss, well enough to give him her breath. Well, we ended. Up with our hero and the new girl kissing again. I wonder who Lin Mingyu will be with. Which girl will he stay with? Want to see the next part? Write the secret word, crystal, in the comments. That way I'll know you've watched to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you later and bye-bye.